What is up, guys? It's been a minute. I have not been as consistent with the vlog as I'd like to be. The Self-Made Summit has obviously been taking up a ton of time. The great news is we're like, I don't know, like 10 days or so out from the Self-Made Summit, whatever it may be. So once that's done, I'll be able to resume a typical upload schedule for the vlog. But I wanted to take a minute and kind of check in. I've had some gym owners drop in recently asking some questions about kind of what we're doing inside of here with Urban Movement. Everyone knows I want to create a replicatable, franchisable, licensable type model. And so I thought I'd share a little bit of that with you guys. So the building here, right? The building in of itself is a shitty building for my gym model. It's too fucking big. It's a great real estate purchase and investment, but it's a horrible, horrible fucking building for the gym model. The ceilings are too fucking high. I can't put HVAC in there without dropping 60, 70 grand. The floor space is way too fucking big. We don't need this much floor space for my model. So we've been playing around with different areas. So if you've ever come into Urban Movement, you'll notice it does about 7,000 square feet all in through here. And we literally only utilize half of it. Like the class, you'll have 25 plus people only smashed into one half of the floor because we're trying to find a square footage and operational capacity that is something I could replicate in future locations. You can't be, you can't be doing a 10,500 square foot franchise model. That's not going to work. So one of the things we've done here, we've got kind of like, we've created a fake wall with the cardio line. We're still missing runners. We're gonna be adding that to the repertoire here, maybe climbers, I don't know. But anyway, this is creating kind of a wall, and now we're focusing on a 4,000 square foot model. So a 4,000 square foot spot, all in. We take out about 400 to 500 square feet for where the equipment sits on the floor. So that gives us around 3,600 square feet operationally to work with, and that so far is working out well. Also, remember these guys, when I hung up all those rings, and then we went and got these funky looking, the trapeze pull-up bars, we've been playing around with those, and I did half the floor with the pull-up bar, trapeze looking thing, you know, these guys, and then half the floor with the rings. And the reason being is because this is like an R&D. Think of this as like a giant laboratory. And where I think we're leaning, we're probably gonna be going with the rings. The rings, they just take up less space. They're easier on the hand. You can do different things with the grip. For our model, we're leaning a little bit towards the rings. I've been meeting with Deuce and Isaac on that, getting their feedback, talking to members what they like. But I don't know, you guys might be seeing these things going. We're just still playing with all that. And here's the purpose of me sharing this with you. Number one, I've been sharing my entire fucking journey of this thing from the time we got rid of the pull-up rig and I installed these fucking silly ass trapeze bars and all that other stuff. I need you to realize that stuff like this, like figuring out a different way to do things, takes a lot of time. I'm coming up on 3 years since this whole experiment of Urban Movement began, and I wouldn't even say I'm halfway there. Like almost 3 years in, and we're still figuring out. We might be, okay, maybe we're a little beyond halfway, but there's still so much to figure out as far as something that I'm gonna be able to replicate to create a prototype for our next location. And that's why we've been fucking around with the square footage of how much we actually need in here, because as we start looking to warehouses and buildings and retail spots on the other side, the north side of the city, I need to be able to walk in and instantly know, is a space gonna work for what we need? So any of you guys who are messing around with new models, you're looking for a new location, you're trying to change up your class structure, rebranding, any of that stuff, buy a lot of painter's tape, right? We literally, I've got my blue painter's tape fucking just marking off stuff on the floor. How much square footage does each person take up? Where can we put this, whatever? And feel free to understand that you are going to, if you're gonna play with your layout or your whatever it is, and sit with it for 6, 7, 8, 9 months. This isn't something like you do over a week. You're like, oh God, this fucking works. I'm like, genius, I should have done this. It's something you experiment with, you run with, you test, you tweak, you go it over and over and over again. And yeah, and it's honestly it's the most fun part of this entire thing. So anyway, just keeping you guys in the loop, on with the vlog.
What the fuck though?
Oh, and one more thing, when that gym owner OCD-ness kicks in and you fuck up, like that fucker, that guy right there. Nice and neat, nice and neat, nice and neat, nice and neat. Fucking piece of shit black sheep. Gotta redo it. It's just little shit like that. I know you know what I'm talking about. Just those little OCD things in your gym. Fucking hate that.
and then I'm gonna listen to some, oh, and did you see so-and-so's parents let him wear this? I'm just like, Jesus Christ. Do you motherfuckers not have other things to be doing? Do y'all motherfuckers not have jobs and shit? Like, how is it you're able to keep track of everyone else's stuff? And that's the affiliate owner, the Microgym owner too. This business owner that literally knows, oh my God, did you hear what the gym down the street is? So apparently the workout was supposed to be this, and they did this, and then a client did this, and then like, how do you know the play-by-play? How are you like the Kurt Herbstreit of fucking, like, it's like College Game Day and you know every fucking thing that just happened in that gym? When I just asked you about why the fuck you haven't promoted such and such coach, and you can't even give me a fucking two-part play-by-play as to why that individual is still in their same role, even though we just came up with a plan to advance them by the end of the year. Like, it drives me up a fucking wall.
So I just got done with an episode of Talking with Myself. It's been a while since I shot one of those. And it's been, I know, and again, going back to, I apologize, I know the vlog hasn't been consistent. In this episode, I talk a ton about giving zero fucks. Sometimes I'm not gonna be consistent with this. Just like sometimes you're not gonna be awesomely consistent with your social media. You just give zero fucks, move on, and just do it better. And when you find the time, get into it. It's just one of those things. If you get pissed off over every L. Like I was so pissed. I have not put out any new vlog content in like almost 2 weeks. I did that 3-part series and then that was it. And I was just like, I got really pissed off myself. Like people expect this, they want it. I want to put it out, and I couldn't make it happen. Fuck it, zero fucks given, move on, and then once I get the opportunity, I'll get right back to it. Don't fucking dwell on fuck ups.
Well, the way it ended up happening like that was natural because people would show up late, and I told them if you show up late, you can't start till the next 15 minutes.
So you run a class for an hour, and then if someone shows up 15 minutes late, they start then, but then do they finish 15 minutes late, or do they finish at the hour? So if they show up 15 minutes late, they're really only getting 30 minutes.
They're going to get their full 15 minutes. But once I get bigger, full 45 minutes. Once I get bigger, I will cut that out. Right now, I'm just catering to a clientele. That once I have the building that fits the business, I will change that. I'll go to a check-in, previous check-in.
Let me tell you the number one thing you could do. If this works and you do well with it, you're going to wish to fucking God you had never started the brand allowing a certain thing. Don't cater because there's 3 people now. If you truly believe this is going to work, and it's going to pop, you need to treat it now as if there were 150 people doing it. Because you need the systems to be installed so that people tell their friends this is how it's done. So that there's a culture. Because otherwise what's going to happen is you're going to placate these first 25 to 30 clients in this new model, and then in a year and a half you'll change everything, and guess who you're going to piss off? The OGs. Just like the CrossFit gyms piss off the OGs when they make changes or raise prices or tell you have to register now to check in and all this other stuff.
I'm accommodating. I'm very accommodating.
If you're going to be accommodating, I want you to let you know you can't be repeatable. You can't be consistent if you're accommodating. If every workout you're going to tell people I can accommodate to whatever it is you need, whether you're 15 minutes late or you need this piece of equipment or you need that, there just needs to be limits on the word accommodating and how you do and how you accommodate. If somebody shows up 15 minutes late, they're going to accommodate that. That'll be okay, correct? Where successful people aren't late.
I agree with that.
That's why Metabolic does not allow you in. If you show up 1 minute late to class, they lock the doors once class starts. And on the front of the door it says "Be great, not late." Again, I think Metabolic does a great job at it. They're like, yeah, we only want people to have their shit together who get somewhere on time. If you can't get here on time, we don't want you. You're probably not going to work hard enough for us inside the gym. Do they lose business? But it doesn't matter. They don't care. They don't care how many members they don't get as long as they get the right ones. What's up? So the tactical piece for today, the stuff I want to give you that you can actually go and do something with, is going to be around copywriting. And I was actually surprised how many people don't understand what the fuck I mean when I say copywriting. I'm referring to the words that go above the creative. See, there's two things. There's copy and then there's creative. Copy are the words above the photo or the image or the video or whatever it is, the audio, and creative is just that. It's the video, audio, whatever it may be. Oop. Yeah, but anyway, I'm just surprised how many people didn't know that term, and how many people really, they think the photo or the video is the most important thing. I'm really big into creative, trust me, but for most of us that aren't getting really good, professionally done shit made, I want you to be thinking about the copy almost more than you're actually thinking about the creative. Because you guys are completely in charge of words. Like, you're all educated adults. You know how to use fucking words. I just want to teach you how to use better words. Because I'm not gonna lie, I look around and the words you're using, they fucking suck. All right, so when it comes to copywriting, I look at this in, essentially for this video, I'm gonna look at it in the school of two categories. I go way deeper into copywriting in Microgym University in the social media marketing course. But for the purpose of this video, to finish out this vlog, I just wanna give you guys two kind of camps to put your copy in and give you a little bit of an equation so that when you're writing copy, you start writing stuff that doesn't just, well, look like some of the dog shit I've been looking at. So I just randomly selected a bunch of different gyms. I just went to Facebook, put in CrossFit, clicked pages, and just randomly grabbed some random copy from gyms. And here's the deal, any of you guys that pop up in this, I apologize if I selected you. A lot of you guys had some good shit going on. I just grabbed the ones that I think other people can have a learning experience from beyond yourself. All right, so we got this first one, and this is fun, it's cheeky, right? The creative is fine. I'm not touching the creative at all. The creative is just this video of one member or a coach or someone pushing another person. It's fun, it's light, it's whatever. But beyond that, there's no story here. So many of you guys do like a really quick video, like you do one of these with your phone real quick, or you capture a moment, kind of like this sled push example, and you go ahead, this is our Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. or this is our 6 a.m. class. Do you see how much fun these people are having? Do you want to join in on the fun? And here's the thing, it's not that copy's bad, it's just not fucking good. It's not good at all. Here's another example of what I see far too fucking often. A quote, something like cheeky or funny or like an inside story. Like, look at this one here. We talking about practice? Like, we all know where that fucking quote came from, right? Allen Iverson, like, we all have seen that ESPN clip.
Practice? We're talking about practice, man.
Except for the people who haven't. The people who aren't like Sports Center heads and aren't gonna get that reference. And it's got, like, again, the photo is great. It actually is a pretty good photo if you're gonna capture someone doing a double under. But look at all the hashtagging. Like, you didn't have any copy, you didn't know what to put, so you just slapped a bunch of hashtags. And this also shows me that you're cross-posting. You're on Instagram, you're posting it, and you're hitting that button that says, share to Facebook. Knock that shit off, you lazy fucks. This stuff here, these hashtags, do not play in Facebook land. They play in Instagram land, okay? Like, just stop doing that. So this is another example of what I see that kind of, you know, starts chapping my dick, because I want you guys to tell your story. And then we have stuff like this. The gym that's still posting an entire workout, right? Still posting an entire workout, what they're doing each day, like as it was 2008. Like, this, your Facebook business page is for your prospects, not your members, not you, not people who are in the know, people who are not in the know. Okay, so there it is. There are some examples of the stuff I'm seeing just to lay the foundation and the groundwork for the two versions of copywriting I'm gonna give you guys today. The first one is what we call Storybrand Copy. This is based off a book by Donald Miller. I've referenced his material in the past. I use it a ton in Microgym University. With Storybrand Copy, we do three things. We identify a micro problem that your prospect has. We lay out our plan to fix that problem, and then you vividly describe the successful ending for that person's problem. That's as simple as it needs to be. Here's an example of it done really well, in my opinion. Okay, so here's an example of breaking down those three parts that I think Deuce, who does our social media and marketing at Urban Movement, does a really good job with. And again, guys, this can get, when you're looking and reading this stuff, it doesn't matter whether you agree with it, especially if you're gonna use Urban Movement as a template for this stuff, but it's just, you see the three-part story happening. Number one, in this example, new to Charlotte and looking to get consistent with a workout routine, that is a real micro problem that my prospects have. Micro problem, not macro. Micro problem is that they moved here and they wanna get consistent with a workout routine. A macro problem would be something like, I don't have any friends. Okay, well, why don't you have any friends? Oh, because you moved here and you don't know anybody and you don't have any friends because you just landed that job and picked your apartment out online and you didn't do any that is a micro problem. So get specific. You cannot be hitting people with these broad statements. Are you looking to lose weight? Well, of course. You know how many motherfuckers are looking to lose weight? 1 in 3 of us are fucking obese. That's everybody.
You're the fattest boy in camp. You've broken my camera!
You can't be hitting them with carpe diem, these broad fucking quotes. They're gonna work for everybody. Your copy should speak to a very, very specific amount of people. But for those very, very specific amount of people that fall into that category, they will listen because it's written to them. How many times have I posted something about a certain thing and you're like, holy fuck, it's as if he's here. Like, it's exactly what I have going on right now. How did he know that? Why? Because that's all I do. I post micro problems, not general. Are you trying to find some inspiration in your... Fuck that shit. Like, that is the kind of stuff that, A, I don't like making content for in either of my businesses, and I don't recommend you write copy for your microgym. When you lay out your plan is going to be kind of the most generic thing, because you can't get too in depth in the plan because you're going to lose people. Stay general. Our plan is to invite people in for a 1-week free trial. That allows them to come in and see why our workout is like nothing else they've ever done. We give just enough information. It's got some good strength training, just the right amount of a high intensity cardio workout, just enough for someone to say, oh yeah, well that sounds good. The deeper you get into it and the more context you give to your fitness program, the more opportunity somebody has to say, no, I'm not interested, that doesn't sound good. And this is an entire, other, learning lesson I do in Microgym University where I go through is how much is too much to divulge when you're talking about your program, especially if the goal is prospect acquisition, getting people to come in the door. At the very end, we go ahead and we talk about what's gonna happen at the end. We kind of paint a picture, the perfect post-workout cool down so you can leave here feeling better than when you walked in. That's something someone should be able to visualize. Like coming in grudgy after a work day, kind of tired, whatever, and then leaving invigorated. That last sentence there, and I'll even say this, I think we could have done a little bit better of a job really painting that picture, but that last sentence when you are vividly describing the successful ending to someone's micro problem is probably the most important part, in my opinion, minus that first, sentence, statement, question that's going to lure them in with the micro problem. But that successful ending is so important. Getting people to visualize themselves doing something, having something, being something, feeling something that they currently don't have. That, my friends, is amazing copywriting. The other thing you always want to make sure you do is always include a clear call to action. Click the link below, get started with this, click this, fill in that, comment below, send us a DM, give them instructions. So many of you guys just put copy out there with no link to do anything. You talk about your shit and your service and then nothing. How many fucking Riris contact you and they're like, yeah, I'm on your website, what is the schedule? And you're like, if you're on the fucking website, the information's really, click on the button that says fucking schedule. Like, people are not, it's not that they're stupid, it's that they're busy. Like, people need to be told what to do in an advertising sense. Tell them exactly what to do. Do not let them take it on themselves to get the work done because they're gonna fuck it up. My second bucket are testimonials, all right? And I'm gonna go into, I've got 3 types of testimonials. I'm only gonna go into one of them today, and that's what I call a fake testimonial. A fake testimonial is a quote from nobody. It is a generalized statement that I truly, in my heart of heart, believe to be true, that if I were to run it by any of my members and say, hey, would you agree with this? They would say yes. Did any of you guys do that in college when you needed referral letters from like a college professor or a guidance counselor? Like you wrote up the fucking referral and you brought it to them and say, hey, will you sign this? And your professors were way happier to do that because it didn't take their time to fucking write you a referral. That is essentially what we're doing here. You guys will go and get testimonials from clients. You guys will give testimonials towards your clients. But a fake testimonial is a, quote, perfectly orchestrated, a perfect, collection of sentences that nobody has actually said. You cannot attribute it to an actual person, but you can go ahead and share that with the world because it resonates with them as to that's what your membership base believes. We do a ton of this when we're going ahead and we're really trying to position ourselves between the different boutique fitness models in Charlotte. And I've got a lot of shit for this. A lot of you guys are like, that's not nice. You're talking bad about CrossFit. Eat a dick. Like, again, let me do me, you do you. Don't be upset just because I'm finding a better way to fucking brand anchor myself against your own brand than you can even describe your own brand. But when I look at this is the kind of stuff like I love doing. And we just don't do it against other models of the gym. We do it in sense of like, man, my knee had been killing me after playing football for so many years. I thought I was never gonna feel athletic again, and then I found urban movement and blah, blah, blah. That's not a quote anybody gave. Nobody gave us that quote. But that is a story we had. I just wrote it in a perfect sense. Do you guys ever get the testimonials from your members and you're like, oh, that's good, but you kind of wrote it like you were at the traffic light or like in between, like, in between breaks on a conference call. It was just rushed. It wasn't well written. That's what a fake testimonial is. Again, the same thing. You include the fake testimonial. You talk about essentially what it is you offer. And here, we talk about how it seems like all the other gyms and studios are either too much of this, too much of that. We're where the porridge is just right. And then we go on with the clear call to action, the free week. You guys see what I'm talking about. I hope this has been helpful. Because copywriting, this is not enough for copywriting, right? This is where, again, I plug Microgym University's social media marketing course. If you want to be great at copywriting, take that fucking course. But this hopefully will get enough of you guys thinking about the copy that you're putting out in your post, because there's no fucking excuse for having bad words. You own words. You have them all. You know how to use them. I'll let you guys slide when your videos and photos are dog shit, but there's no excuse for shitty copy. All right, hope that helps. See you guys next time.